Hello Taurus, I am Ulrich, I'm a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do the Lenormand card reading for the sign of Taurus for the month of November. As always, we will do 4 card readings for the sign of Taurus for the month of November. And these are based on the natural elements in your astrological chart, or for some of you, on your time of birth. These natural elements are air, earth, water, and fire. Now, the 4 objects that you always see on my table are directly connected to those elements. So you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current situation. However, if the object and the related video does not match your first choice, please check the other videos that are directly connected in the same session. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. Anyway, the matches represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol sprayer represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. So Taurus, here we go for your card reading, Lenormand card reading for November 2021. Hello Taurus, and welcome to the Shell or the Water group for your card reading, Lenormand card reading for November. As the first card here, we see the lily. The lily is the card of wisdom, of patience. So it probably also sometimes also the card of health. It means probably that one of the 3 there is important for you. We need to check, maybe we are planning to go in a different direction of life because we have the ship here also next to it here in the corner. Anyway, we are encouraged here to think things wisely before we act. This is what is said here. We need to think about the things that we achieved so far, our mistakes also that we made in life. Maybe we are planning to make and going to the next phase in our life. This is what we are seeing. It's also possible that we are considering a certain vacation for relaxing our mind. Maybe we do this together with friends, but we go later in more details to this. Anyway, here the lily suggests that before we take a final decision, it's best to think for a few days before we actually act. It's possible that this decision is related to your work, if you have an independent business, to your business, or if you work as an employee, that you stall this decision for a few days to make sure this is absolutely the right choice. Then we have the central card here, we have the heart. This means that we are a person good at heart. We are probably charitable. We have our heart in the right place. It's possible also that we are a very caring person, that we are a loving person, that we are close to the people around us because we have the house here also. So it's important for Taurus, it's important the people around them, the ground where he lives on. Taurus like to touch things and he likes to be aware of the things around him. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, it points also that these people close to us and our colleagues could be very close to us. They are really up on our hearts. We are also close to our colleagues or co-workers or people who work in our business. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It also points to a person who has a lot of compassion. Anyway, then we go in the horizontal, we go here in the corner cards. We will mirror the corner cards first. The lily and the ship here, it points that we probably have a lot on our minds. There's a lot of activity going on. Probably for this activity, we are about to ask for, opinions of our friends, colleagues, peers. This is the dog is colleagues, peers, brothers, sisters. So it's possible that we involve them in certain decisions in our life. But here there is a strong longing for travel, for business, because the ship is longing. So there's a strong wish for vacation, travel, business, one of these things will be an option for you here. This is what we are seeing. It's possible that we want to discover something on the financial area or on the travel area. It's possible also with this combination that we are about to travel with friends, or we go on an adventure with a friend. This is possible also. It's also possible that it's a friend lover, a lover friend, or a friend who is about to become a lover, or a lover who becomes a friend. So there's a lot of possibilities here with this combination, but it's possible also there are multiple friends here, and especially we meet friends in abroad from different cultures also. This is what we are seeing here. And anyway, there's an exploration here with this combination. Also, if you are an older person already or a more mature person, you're a very good guide, a teacher for the people around you. You share your knowledge with them. This is what we are seeing here. But we have the fox here. I want to mention this immediately. We need to be careful if we share certain information, but we will come later into that. Anyway, what we see here more, we slowly move in another direction. We want to be sure that this is the right choice and this is the right thing to do here with the lily there in the corner. Anyway, it's possible that you having a vacation, or you're about to take a vacation near the beach, because this points to the beach area, or there's water in the environment. This is possible also with this combination. Anyway, if you are further in life, more advanced, if you're a mature person, if you're already advanced in your career here, this points to a person who has sufficient means already. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It could literally mean this is a person who has already been introduced to jet set communities, to people who have money, possibly also the friends. Then if your colleagues are not with you in business, this could point that your friends of you are also in business. So the friends that you have, your friends of circle, are mostly businessmen, and they're also close to you. They're not necessarily in the same business, but they are business friends here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we see more here. It's possible if you have been working for many years as an employee, that you're considering to take a step at a business in abroad. This is possible also, and that this would be the next phase in your life. Maybe that's why you are under consideration for taking this step or not. But I'm thinking here, this is a very good step, but you need to consider it wisely. Then we have what we have more here. Then we have here also, probably we are talking to some friends of us that we are going to make some changes. We probably have communication about this. We are open to them about that we want to make some changes. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the birds and the fox here. This is a more tricky combination, this one. It's possible in your environment, if you are a boss from some people, it's possible their dishonesty. If you have colleagues around you, it's possible they don't share everything with you. They don't tell you everything, even though there is a confidence, or they keep certain secrets for them. This is what we are seeing here. Here with this combination, we need to remain alert. We need to stay focused. It's possible that we come in a tricky situation. Be careful if you make investments. Make sure that everything is solid. Use your wisdom, use your experience from before, or the experience that you have. If you don't have sufficient experience for a certain business plan, ask somebody who has experience. If you have people around you or friends for taking certain steps, because we never know what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this points that we need to stay diplomatic. We need to stay calm in this situation before we make action. If we receive certain information with us about maybe about the business, about the colleague, it could possibly be that this information that we are receiving is incorrect, or there's something wrong with this message. Like the message, it's fake, it's not real, it's a fraud. So we need to be careful here also if we go into business. Also, with this combination, we need to be careful what we put on social media. So if we put something on social media, we know sometimes we cannot get it off there. It stays there forever. So be careful what you post on social media from yourself, from your family, especially from business here. Be careful what you post there or what you are writing there. So it has no ability to influence your business or your work in a negative way. So be careful here with this. It's possible also that you have the feeling that some people are talking behind your back. You're a little bit worried about that. You're suspicious. They have conversations behind your back. Also here, sometimes the same as I said from the social media, you need to be careful if you are speaking, that you are unconsciously not telling something that should not have been shared. We need to be careful with this combination. You need to be alert for yourself here. You need to take the step for this business or towards an improvement in your life when you see it's the right time. You need to wait, you need to be patient, and when you feel, because we have the moon there and the mind, when your feelings and your mind are like in a unity, then you need to take the step. Then you can strike and then you can take the step. It's possible in another way if you work with money or business online, or you have an online business, but I don't see the moon here, the mountain here. But if you are in business transaction, money transactions, it's possible there's a lot of activity going on, a lot of transactions in the evening, because the fox operate between dusk and dawn. It's a card already going to the evening. It operates in the twilight, and you have the moon there also. So it's possible that some business transactions are happening in the evening. Then we go in the horizontal lines. We have the lily and the dog there. The lily and the dog, we see here, there are a long-term friendship close to us. We have friends. These friends could be possibly in abroad. It could also be that we are very good friends with a colleague, but I said we have the fox there. Be careful with that combination. Be careful what you share. Here we see it's possible in another way that a colleague of us has health concerns. This is possibly, maybe he needs to travel for his health. This is possible also what we are seeing here. Anyway, this points to opportunities, business opportunities, career opportunities with money, with goods, with trading. There's a strong here longing for doing this. Maybe you want to go in the next phase of your life. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that you operate as a teacher for your colleagues, that you are the one they go to for information here, because maybe you have a lot of experience in your field of work. Anyway, there's a supportive environment here that we are seeing here. There's guidance here from the colleagues in us. There's here, this is what we see with this combination. Then we have the dog and the ship. Here, this is business projects that we have in our mind that we are about to do. It's possible that we ask help from people who are also in business, or in a way that we ask help from colleagues or people who are close to us. In another way, if you're about to travel, this could mean that you're traveling with a friend, with a colleague. Maybe this is a friend with benefits. This is possible also with this combination. Maybe it's a person, a friend who is close to your heart, a friend lover, a lover friend, or the situation, one of those situations. This is what we see here. Anyway, it could mean that this friend has a foreign background, or this person that you want to engage in. Maybe a different skin color is possible also with this combination, or a different culture is possible here, because the ship has different cultures. Anyway, it's possible that you travel with this person, you help each other during this travel. If not, this person will help you to get the journey in business. This is a business journey. This person will help you, or you help him. You ask him to help you. Anyway, this is points to long distance difference friends here. This is what we are seeing here, and we will make some changes probably because it's for the best, because we get the advice to do so, or we give the advice to do so. Then we have the house, the heart, and the moon. The house and the heart. It means that your house, the place where you're living, is very important for you. There's a loving home here. There's a happy family home. There's happiness here. Also, I'm thinking here, there's not shortage of anything here. This is a solid love conditions that are going on here with this combination. The people who are close to you, you are close to them, and they are close to you. There's a lot of feelings here of the house. This is the right mindset that we are having here. We show our affection to our friends. We hug to our family members. We hug them, they hug us. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Mostly Taurus like to hug, like to hold things. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, this can also point to a couple of lovers or a married couple. They are very busy here. They are very busy with the business, with the work here. And sometimes they don't see issues with each other. So the relationship is very close, but maybe they are very busy in their work. And sometimes there are issues around them that they cannot see clear. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the heart and the moon. The heart and the moon here, it shows that we have deep emotions here. There's kindness, there's giving. With the heart, this is so. Anyway, we like our work, we like what we do. The moon is also about creativity, the way we use our mind. So we and our heart and our mind are like one here with this combination. If you do a creative job, or if you have a creative job, or if you feel that your work is creative, no matter if it's with money or with art, can be creative with money also. So here, you really like what you're doing here. It's up on your heart and it's up on your mind here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, if you are planning to take a trip, this will be a very important trip. During a trip, it's possible that your love is expanding. There's a lot of emotions here. If you take a trip here, you will enjoy the ocean, the water, the things around you, everything you feel, you sense, you will like it with this person. There are strong, tender affections in general. Possibly this person, friend, lover, here is important for you. Also, it's possible if we are together, we don't need to speak a lot. We feel each other. We are like one-minded here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the third horizontal line. We have the birds and the stars and the fox. The birds and the stars here, there is news coming to you. Something that you longed for is granted here. Maybe we are a little bit nervous for taking this next step. If we need certain licenses for business, this will be passed on. If you're a younger person, it's possible here with this combination that you pass an exam. Even if you're older and you need to pass an exam, you will hear. There will be honors towards you. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, it's a good time here that we celebrate our success. There are many dreams here. It could be a little bit hectic here. If we are applying for a job interview in abroad, it's possible that the person that we have this interview with is quite famous in his area. This is what we are seeing here. In a way, if your work is connected somehow with people who are celebrities, this is what we are seeing here. It will not apply on everybody, but it's possible that you come, it could also mean local celebrities, people who are famous in your area, that you talk to these people about certain ideas that you are having, or you want to achieve something here in those areas. Anyway, we see here that our imagination is very active with this combination. Then we have the stars and the fox. The stars and the fox here, normally, this is a very positive combination for business. We are smart for doing business. We are intelligent. We don't tell everything, and we should not tell everything related to business. We need to keep here in a covered position. As I said, the fox operates between dusk and dawn here. He's a card of the twilight here. So we need to operate sometimes here in stealth mode. We need to keep things for us for achieving our goals. and we need to stay focused on our targets here. It's possible you have some suspicion about some things here. We need to be careful here with this combination. It's possible also if you are self-employed and you have staff, that somebody of your staff members is quite famous in his field of work. Maybe he does something in his spare time and he's quite famous in that area, because this can point to a star employee, or you're the star employee of the business. You're very popular in your work. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, it could mean that you have a lot of ideas related to the work, a lot of open-mindedness related to the work. You have trust in yourself. This is what we are seeing here. You should keep hope with this combination, because a lot of good things will be coming to you. Then we have the vertical lines here. We have the lily, the house, and the birds. The lily and the house here, this is what we are seeing here. This is that we have a certain lifestyle. Maybe we are quite traditional in our lifestyle. Maybe we take care of our health also, because the house sometimes is our body. We take care of our body. Maybe we like to move more, or we move more in the weeks to come here. This is what we are seeing here. There's a possibility here that we certain habits, we will change them. Maybe we decided to move more because the birds move. They're a little bit nervous. They jump around here. So this is possible also. In another way, this could point to that your lifestyle is has an evolution in a positive way. There comes more to you here, what we are seeing here. We also see a possibility here for a home-based business. You are the head of your department. This is possible also with this combination. Anyway, if you do a business, it will be closely related, maybe close related to your roots. Maybe it's something to do with housing itself. Anyway, the business that you have, it has very strong, solid foundation, or it is something that is very solid that you are trying to sell, or that your business is involved in. Sometimes this is really real estate. If it's not real estate, it's something that has very strong roots. This is what we are seeing here. This can also point to you as the head of the family. This is what we are seeing here. The place where you are living could be an antique house, an old house. But it doesn't mean that the house is deteriorated, but this points that we can live in an old house. The house is worked up, but the roots of the house are very old. This is what we are seeing here. Or it's possible that you live in the family home, the house from your grandparents or over grandparents. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this points also to stable relationship with the partner. We are very solid with our partners. The relationship is very traditional. Also, the sexuality could be quite traditional. This points, in most cases, this points to monogamy. But with the fox, we always need to be careful. We need to watch around us. But this, in general, this is a good reading here. Anyway, we find great comfort in our home. There's a harmony with the family. If you are in the creative field, because we have the moon there also, it's possible that you are in the creative field. For instance, that you're an artist. This is possible also. There are many forms of artisticity, even if it's with money, with painting, with writing. This points to forms of artisticity. It's possible that this artisticity that you have, or the field that you are creative in, comes out of your roots. It's something that runs in the family. This is what we are seeing here. This could point to that you are an established figure in your field. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, there's a slow approach here towards things. There are certain rules that you follow and that you don't deviate off. Then we have the house and the birds in itself. These two cards. Here we see that something is related to the house. Could be a little bit stress in the house for now, for some reasons. Maybe there is an announcement made about the house. The announcement, maybe there is some changes in the house coming. There's some nervosity here going on. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe we are about to make some changes in our house, and our mind is not organized as it used to be. Maybe because we are off our traditional paths and we are about to make some changes and we feel a little bit disorganized as a person. This is what we could see here with this combination. Anyway, it's possible that your situation in your work, in your home is more, normally it's always the same pattern that we have here. This is what we see here. But with that, we have the birds here. It's possible that things are a little bit disorganized. It's possible, for instance, if you are an independent, that you notice that your office is more messy, that it's not so organized as it's normally is. Maybe because of some changes, and maybe it's a little bit, it makes you nervous. Maybe the situation, because of the changes, it makes you nervous. Sometimes Taurus don't like to change too much, but maybe for some reason you want to change because you want to improve yourself. So there could be some stress about that because of these changes, because you like actually that things stays the same. Anyway, this could also point that in the business that you have, there's a lot of gossip going on, or people talk a lot here. There's some noise also in the business here. This is what we are seeing. Maybe it's more noisy in your house. Maybe it's more noisy in the business. This is what we are seeing with this combination. Anyway, it's possible also with this combination that a part of your business is heavily relying on social media. So here we see that this combination, this is possible also. There's a lot of inspiration here for the business. You're very clever in the business. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible in another way than in your privacy that you own a mobile home. Also, like Taurus like to take his things with him. So it's possible that now you're traveling physically, but here, if you travel, sometimes you travel with a mobile home. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, if your lover, if you met your lover, it's possible that you get to know your partner or the people, the friend, lover that you is close to you, that you met this person actually at your working place. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also, if you, excuse me, if you take some vacation off here, that it's not too far, because the house likes to stay close. The birds also like to stay close to the home. So if you take some time off, and maybe this is on short notice, that you take it to your home. But it doesn't mean that you don't have friends abroad and you did not travel abroad. But maybe it's like for short vacations, sometimes you stay close to the house. But this can also point to a person who travels a lot. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Excuse me. Here, what we see more here, then we have the dog and the heart. The dog and the heart, it suggests, as I said, a friendship that turns into love. I already mentioned this combination. This could also mean that you are popular if you are in your field of work, popular, if you are in the celebrity business, or if that you are a local celebrity, that you actually have fans or people adore you. This is what we see with this combination. Anyway, if you have, for instance, a media channel on YouTube or wherever, it could point that you have a lot of followers. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, if you have friends, you are close to your friends, there is a buddyship here. This could point to a life partner and friend here, what we are seeing, but we mentioned that already. Anyway, we are a friendly person, our friends like us. Sometimes we have a soft heart, a weak heart for our friends here, people who are close to us. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, you like to care for the people around you. That is what we see here. Then we have the heart and the stars. The heart and the stars is, it means if some difficulties in our life are passing or passed in our past, we are healing now. Our heart is healing. If we had some issues with some people before, we give forgiveness. This is what we are seeing here. There's a kind of relief here that we are saying, that we are seeing here in this combination. We relieve ourselves from certain tensions. This is what we are seeing here. Also, this points that we are in love or we fall in love with these friends. This is what we are seeing here. We have a very romantic point of view. Maybe for the moment we literally fly in the stars here. Sometimes maybe we daydream and we have difficulties regarding the lover to keep our feet on the ground. There's a kind of idealization here from this love friendship relationship. Then we have the ship, the moon, and the fox. The ship and the moon, it points to that we are invited to travel for our work or for our creativity, or we get an offer. Maybe this is a generous offer that we are getting here with this combination, and it's exactly this offer that we had in our mind. This is what we have been thinking about, and we probably travel for this job offer, or we are obligated to travel for this job offer, but this could bring a lot of changes in our life and prosperity also. This is what we are seeing here. You will, if you take this step, this next step, it will increase your finances here. This is what we are seeing. Why? Because the moon is attracting people. So it means that you attract business. So if you go to this business in abroad, or you are involved in business in abroad, it will attract customers. The moon attracts money, it attracts things. So also, and also you attract staff. You attract the right staff. This is what we are seeing here, or the right staff is working with you. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, in another front, this could mean if we take a holiday, that a part of the holiday is on a boat, or we take a boat trip also. This is the moonlight on the boat, what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, during these explorations or this business, there will be a lot of changes. You will see when you come back from this trip, you have, your mind is changed. You have different points of view. Maybe you meet people in abroad, friends, maybe you met on the internet before and you actually meet them in person now, and it will give you a different perspective because you actually saw them in reality. And it can bring you very good prosperity here. When you leave these friends, you will feel a little bit melancholic because you go back home, but you will stay in touch with these people. It could also mean that if you never traveled very far, that you have some fear. You're not familiar with traveling so far, and maybe you're a little bit worried about this, but the fears are only in your head. There's not actually a reason here to have fears here, because these are good combinations that we see here. Anyway, if we do some business in abroad, we are mentioned here to stay calm, to look in the things deeply. We need to look deeply in the things because the moon is deep. So here, this is what we are seeing here. Then we have the moon in the fox here. If we have the feeling that certain business offers, maybe you have several, that several business offers, wherever they come from, in abroad or here, if you don't trust them, it can be the right feeling. That's why we have the lily here. So we need to consider business steps. We need to be wise about it. The fox is smart, so you need to use your smartness. You cannot delude yourself for certain steps. With the fox, we need to be careful here. Anyway, don't involve your emotions in your business, whatever it is. Make up your own mind here with this combination. It's maybe the best that you think, you withdraw in yourself, and you take a deep look, close look, deep down, what is here best for this situation here. You need to consider if this is really needed for you, this is really a step for you. And if you do, be very cautious in handling these business affairs here. This is what we see here with this combination. So if you take certain business step, be cautious, double, triple check everything before you take business steps. Then we have the lily, the heart, and the fox there. This we see here that we saw that the love affair is coming back here. We met somebody on the work. I already mentioned this before. We see this here again coming back. Here we see also that we follow our path in life where we need to be. We like what we are doing, job-like. We have a lot of experience in our field. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the heart and the fox. Here I said it could work in similar, the fox is a tricky card. It could mean that the person that you love, you are too much in the stars here with your mind, and you cannot see things clearly. And it's possible that you yourself, you are fully with your heart, because you have your heart here in the case. But it's possible that the other person, for some reason, his heart is not totally upon it, because the fox can point to half-heartedness. So we need to look around us when the fox is there. Sometimes this points to people, friends, lovers, business partners who are in them for themselves. The objective is themselves. So we need to be careful with this combination. So it's suggested here by the cards that we are careful. We are very careful. We tread lightly. We look around us. We go in stealth mode. We check around. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible that another person is only in it for the friendship, although everything is very romantic, very smooth, but there is here a self-care here. With the fox, there is a self-care. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we will stay, we are mentioned here that we are staying on our guard. We cannot be too soft. We need to stay on our guard here with this combination. Probably we work hard for getting this relationship right, because the fox is a working card. But the question is it really gonna work out? You need to find that out for yourself. You need to see that all your bases are covered here. We cannot identify ourselves with the other completely before we are sure that all parties are involved in the right way. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the ship, the heart, and the birds. The ship and the heart, it points to the vacation that we are seeing here. We always see the romantic getaways here. It's possible that this place where you are traveling to is not unfamiliar to you. You know it by reading, you know it by books, or you have traveled then before. For some of you, you would have been there before. Sometimes Taurus is traditional and he returns to places that are familiar to him. Sometimes the Taurus can be a little bit traditional for things. He likes to know before he goes. He wants to make sure that the things are okay there, and he don't like to deviate too much. So we see here that it's possible that you travel to a location that you know, or that you are assured of, that friends have told you it's a very solid location. These friends have you convinced, they have showed you things, and you are convinced to go there, and then maybe you take the step for another location. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, there's a sentimental value here to you connected to this location. This is what we are seeing, or you have a sentimental point of view of this destination. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. In a way, it's possible that if you're there in abroad, but this is possible also with this combination, you meet somebody in abroad, somebody else crossing your path there. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, we will try to make some changes for our loved one, or we try to adjust ourselves here. And maybe because we feel that we need to change, it causes us stress. It's like we are not totally ourselves anymore. So here you need to balance out for yourself if this is for you, if you can go in that kind of changes. Then we have the heart and the birds here. The heart and the birds here, it points a little bit to stress. We are over emotional about certain loves. Maybe unexpectedly somebody came in our life there in abroad, and we have a little bit worries, we have a little bit stress about this. Maybe that is why the fox is there. Maybe you are worried about the relationship at home, and then you meet this person and it makes you all a little bit confused and all over the place here. This is what we are seeing. Anyway, it's possible that this is a short love affair that we are meeting there with this combination. Anyway, there's some anxieties here about love. This is what we are seeing. If not the case, it means that we are worried about our lover. We want to take care, and maybe in a way we are over caring for them here. This is what we are seeing here. We care too much for this person, and it gives us stress. It gives us worries. Maybe it takes our focus away of other things. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. So Taurus, for the water group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this reading. There are very good prospects in here. I cover a lot of angles because this is a very broad reading. We work for a broad audience, but I'm sure a lot of these things you will recognize yourself in. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time. Please check out also the short love readings that we do for the sign of Taurus each month now, and also the philosophical financial readings we do for your sign. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time that you spent on my channel, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye for now. Hello Taurus, and welcome to the Aerosol or the Air group for your Lenormand card reading for November 2021. As the first card here on your portrait, card portrait, we see the Sit. The Sit is the card that we probably need to take some decisions. We probably initiating in something new. We need to act swiftly. This is what we are seeing. If there are certain problems, we need to solve these problems. There could be some things in our life that are not going quite easy, because that's maybe why we need to make certain decisions here with this combination. Maybe we have the second card here, the central card. We don't have an easy time for the moment. It's possible here with the whip, or we're suffering for some reason, not necessarily physically, but it's possible. But it's like we're having a hard time here with this card in the center. Maybe some people in our life are causing us trouble. This is what we are seeing here. With this combination, it's possible for some people, it will not apply on everybody, that we are the one who caused problems to some certain people, and we need to take decisions about solving these problems that are caused before. It's possible. Anyway, we need to proceed here with this combination. We need to put action in it for solving if there are certain problems here, because the whip tells us to take action, to move ahead with the whole thing. It's possible maybe you need to be a little bit assertive for solving the problem. Maybe the problem in another way, it needs to be solved in an aggressive way. This is possible also with this combination. It requires your swift attention immediately. This is what we are seeing here, but we will see how this develops in the long reading. We have the Sit and the Heart here. No, we're going to start with the corner cards. We're gonna mirror the corner cards. We're gonna corner the Sit with the fish here. The Sit and the fish means that maybe we are about to take some financial risks, or we have taken some financial risk. It's possible that you notice that a certain opportunity is coming to you, but we need to be careful. Maybe we like this opportunity, but we need to be careful here that this opportunity works out as we thought it would be, so we don't get in any financial difficulties. So make your bet before you sleep. See that you have all the necessary information. Inform yourself, because the answer to your question could be in books that are close to you. Maybe you are not fully informed. See that you are fully informed before you take certain financial risks, because we have the book here and the key. So it's possible that the answer is in these books, or in the knowledge that you have. Apply all your knowledge that you have if you are taking a financial risk. Anyway, this points that we take stock of our financial situation. Maybe there are certain risks here that we take at hand. We need to really evaluate this situation before we move on here. It's possible here that we end certain business transaction and we take a big risk here. So be careful if you do so. See that this is, if you take a guess, see that it's an educated guess, so you don't get in problems here. Anyway, what we see here more. just see if you take financial risks that you have some savings left. Don't put everything on the line here with this combination, because it could be dangerous here. Don't put your personal belongings in the balance here with this combination. With this combination, then we have the book and the man here. The book and the man points that you yourself probably are a well-educated person. You have a lot of knowledge. You have the necessary degrees, because these are your degrees. You have the necessary degrees here. Excuse me. Accumulated here. You know how to trade, you know how to do business. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible in another way that a man or a person, because this is a neutral card, we will interpret it as a neutral card because this is a general reading. So here there's a person here coming in your life. Possibly we don't know the person yet, but this person couldn't have an influence on our money or on our accountancy. So be careful if you take certain steps. It's possible that you are that yourself also. We need to see here, it's you yourself or a person that comes in our life. Anyway, if you have about to take certain risks, maybe you are keeping this for yourself. You need to see that you don't outsmart yourself with this combination. So be careful here if you take certain risks. It's not because we have a certain education, that we have a certain knowledge about things. Even we are very erudite, we have a lot of knowledge, that on the stock market, you know this, we need to be careful here. If this risk involves stock markets or sudden decisions here, we need to be careful because it's a little bit tricky here. But then we have the sit and the heart. It's possible here that on the love front, it's possible here that some heartaches are in your life. It's possible that you end certain love affairs. This is what we see here. It's possible that a lover with this combination leaves you through the cause of money. This is what we see here also with this combination. Anyway, it could mean that your heart is literally broken. Maybe you thought this person was in for the relationship for another reason, but this could literally break your heart here with this combination. Well, there could be some jealousy here also with this combination. We take stock of our feelings. We see exactly where we are. We probably really cared for this person, but we cannot continue for some reason, or this person don't want to continue with us anymore. Maybe we were too soft-hearted for this person, and we saw this in a wrong perspective here. And here we see that there's a separation of the lover here. This is what we are seeing. Then we have the heart and the fish. It doesn't mean there is not a lot of love in your heart. There is a lot of love in your heart, and your heart is on the right place. That is not the problem here. In another way, it could have been pointed that you were friends with benefits before, and now this ends. So this is, maybe you always gave a lot of gifts to this person, or this person accepted a lot of gifts for you, and maybe your financial situation is changing and this person is suddenly disappearing and you have a heartbreak here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, maybe this was not an easy relationship. It's possible also in the near future you decide not to commit for a very long time. This is what we are seeing here, or you are not able to commit for a longer time. We feel that we have paid enough here for love, and we don't want it anymore now. This is what we are seeing here. We are looking more for the relationship like give and take. We want to find more balance in this relationship, and maybe in this previous relationship we didn't find that balance, or it seems that now it works out. This was not a balanced relationship. Maybe somebody close to you in your business, in your work, he or she gives you emotional support because you are in this emotional difficult situation. Anyway, here this points also that we love the work that we are doing. We like the work, our work that we are doing. It's possible here again we see that we are working with money, with business, finance transactions are pointed out here. It's possible that we work with a lot of people, or there's a lot of people involved here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the key the whip and the tree. The key in the whip is that here we are slowly, because the tree is slow, slowly we are overcoming our problems, our hurts, our heartaches here. This is what we are seeing. We resolve this problem. We will try to turn this in a positive experience. All the negativity that we saw this in the first slide, we will try to reverse this, and we will keep this as a very important lesson. We will prevent these problems in the future because we have learned about it. It has a certain impact on you, and in the future you will want to minimize this impact, so this don't happen again. There are multiple solutions here for solving the problem, but maybe the approach here, if you have certain problems here, for your problems, is that we put energy in it. The whip is a very energetic card, so we can only solve the problem by taking action. And you have excuse me, you have the key here. The key offers solutions. There will be several solutions offered to you, because also the whip is two, so you have multiple here, 2 times multiple. So you multiple solutions here will be offered to you, or you can find them for you, that will make you more stable again. If you lost some stability here, there are solutions offered. The solutions with the whip are not easy. So you will make some hard choices here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, in another way, if we are going out of certain relationship, it's possible that we come in a relationship, but this relationship has more freedom, because the key sometimes can give freedom, and we go in a different approach for relationships, meaning we maybe want more freedom. We don't want to commit anymore because of the arguments, the problems that we had before. It's possible here, if we interact with certain partners, that we have eye openers here. Another partner comes to us, maybe our relationship before was quite traditional and we were deeply in love, but this person here that comes in our life, he gives us a total different experience, and really our eyes can open with this here. There's a life change here going on. In a way, on the business front, this is another angle. If you have certain competition in your life, it's possible that due to the competition that you had before, you change your point of view, and this change your mind, and you go in a total different direction slowly. This is what we are seeing here. There could be a fundamental conflict here, being in business, and you change here. There is some kind of discussion here going on, or a conversation, because the whip sometimes is conversation with arguments. So it's possible there's a communication here, and this communication literally clears everything up. Things suddenly become clear to you. You find a solution and you think, okay, it's like this. Now we act like this, even though the decision is painful. That's what I'm gonna do. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, you know how to express yourself, you know what you want, you know how to verbally express yourself. You will also make this clear what you're gonna do with this combination of cards. If some people offer you advice, maybe a person close to you, a man, offers you advice, it's possible here that you consider this advice. Maybe you feel safe in this advice, but of course we need to take our own decisions here. This is what we are seeing with this combination. It's possible also that we have put our confidence in certain people and we left ourselves vulnerable. Sometimes with the heart in business, we become vulnerable. We have been too soft in business, and afterwards we see the results of this vulnerability. So it's possible you left yourself open, and there is some abuse here taken care of. They have maybe there's some losses here because you are too trusting. This is possible also. And it's possible here that you are blamed for this decision, that you were too soft-heartedness in business, or you are blaming somebody else for this problem. There are arguments here, but it will all be worked out. Things will become very clear here for you here. This discussions here are at hand, and there will come a solution. The solution here is not violence, even though there's a lot of assertivity, but it's not going to solve nothing. If there is some violent conflict here, or people are violent towards, it's not gonna solve nothing. It's best here, if we have violence, that we withdraw. We have the book here. We need to be smart. We need to be smart if we have the book. It's best to withdraw in ourselves, take our lessons out of that. We have learned, the book is learning. We learned about money, learning about money. The person learned about money, and violence is not always the solution. What is probably the solution is action and immediate decisions. After these discussions, this is probably the solution. Anyway, the solution is fine. Then we have the whip and the tree here on itself. We overcome the obstacles here that we are going. We must let go of this negative experience. We must learn our lesson. We must move forward. We will not be easy for going over these losses. We will chew it over again. It comes always back in our mind. Even though the solution is already found and we need to solve it, it's possible it always comes back here with this combination. In another way, on the physical front, if you have certain partners, this points to a sexual relationship that is very active here with partners here. This is what we are seeing here. This points to long intercourse here, this combination. Anyway, here, for getting back on our feet here, we will work hard for getting back where we were to be. If there were certain problems in this discussion, we need to take the book is searching. So you will search for the solution here with the book. Here, this is what we are seeing here. It's possible you feel a little bit guilty because you take certain decisions. This is what we are seeing here. Then the book, the letter, and the person card. Something surprising will be revealed to you. This is information that is directly coming to you, or this news is coming from a person very close to you. This is what we are seeing here. We need to be careful with this information that we are receiving here. You probably learn that some things were hidden from you. So this is an important lesson that comes to you. So maybe people have been hiding or been abusing you, your soft-heartedness in business, and you learned an important lesson of this year. If the lesson is not yet learned, you need to be careful. You need to be very careful, because here this points that we get harmful news here, harmful reports, secret messages, something is audited here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible that audits come to us here. This is what we are seeing here. In another way, this points, as I said earlier, this points to a degree that we are having a university degree, or that we are very educated in our front of work, in our field of work. This points to literally physical books. Maybe we need to learn something. Maybe we, for restart, we need certain certifications, and we learn about these certifications, or we need a certain additional degree or a license. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, here we see also that you will speak the truth. If you have certain knowledge required of these difficulties, you will share this knowledge with others. You will not keep it for yourself. You will put your trust in the open, and you will tell people, be careful, because I have encountered this and this and this. It's possible also that slowly you don't share this information that you are learning to others here, and you will become an expert in certain fields. If you're not yet an expert, you have the abilities here to become an expert here in certain fields of your life. This is what we are seeing here, and it's possible you are an expert here in certain fields of your life. Maybe you have a doctorate, or you're going for a doctorate. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this points to a lot of knowledge here. Anyway, here we see also with this combination, if you probably need some money, even if you're in trouble, mostly this means yes. If you still have some documents that are hidden, or some money that this is hidden, you will be able to reach it. So if you have, for instance, money in some place that is hidden for everybody because the book keep closed, and these are value documents. So if you have some bonds and maybe you had difficulties for accessing these funds, you are able to access them. Here, this is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, it's possible also that you are taking a trip for this money, but then you come back. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe you're moving around for getting that money. This is possible also, or the money is moving around. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, we are discreet here with this combination. This is what we see here. Also, you need to be careful that all documents are complete. Maybe that was the problem before. Maybe you could not find all the documents in this hectic situation, and now you found the documents. They pop up, and now you can finally act. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Also, you could have the feeling that in yourself, do I need to reveal this information, yes or no? But I'm thinking here that you, on the long run, you will reveal this information, the things that happened here to you. Then we have the letter and the man on itself here. We see here that documents are coming to, important documents are coming to you, valuable documents to you here. This points also to a person who has knowledge. You know what you're talking about. You are communicative here. You express with your hands, with your face here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the sit, the key, and the book. The sit and the key, it points to that for finding a solution, we have the breakthrough, we see what is the problem, and the solution was hidden, or it was in a book, and you find the solution through studying, through knowledge, through books. Maybe you're going through some books, maybe you do some research and you find the solution here for yourself here. This is what we are seeing here. We could probably have sudden insights. Suddenly we see the solution for the problem. We know where we need to go. We need to act swiftly on it here. We need to go with the whip there in the next gear for solving the problem. This is what we are seeing here. Then it's possible also here with this combination, we open up for these solutions. Maybe we need to play temporary a more submissive role because we are in difficulties here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, this is also a warning to be careful here. Maybe we are interrupted in some of our actions due to certain documents that are missing. This is possible also. We will accept certain consequences here that that are overcoming us, and we will not have much choice. Maybe it's because something that has happened to us and we need to accept really the document. Maybe the document, really the proof comes to us, and we need to accept the situation for what it is here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, you will, the key offers efficient solutions together with the whip here. So we see that we find efficient solutions, and the solution, as I said, it's in the books, it's in the knowledge that you have. So you will find it there here. Maybe you have already the knowledge, or maybe it's additional knowledge. Then we have the key and the book on itself. Here we see that we are discovering the truths. The truths are revealed. We find the truths. Whatever what was hidden here comes to light. We are able here to understand what was the problem. This is what we are seeing here. We come to a solution. We get access to the things. If there are money funds, we get access to the funds. If we need access here, we literally are given the key, the password. This is what we are seeing here. The riddle or the money that was hidden is coming out here. Anyway, maybe these keys or these passwords were lost before, and you find them back here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, again, here we see that some things we are about to make them public. Probably if we are more stable, we'll make something that was secret public here, and you will open up here for other people for revealing this, probably because you don't want them to have the experience, the same experience as you have. Anyway, this points to even if we think we achieve this ourselves, this is like an higher force who gives you access to this information. Here, this is what we see with this combination. Anyway, here we have a very big experience. We have a karmatic experience here, and we will bring this also with us to other lives. If you are in that stuff, this is a karmic revelation or a karmic experience that goes with us to the other side, because it has a very big impact on us. Anyway, here we see also that we publish something about banking, taxes, fiscality. Here we see something that we really maybe we even publish a book or something about it, or something, we write something for the public here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, you will study more for preventing these problems. You will become more expert in your field if you're not already are, but because maybe you came in this because of you had too much trust. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, some secrets are revealed of you. You will see now both sides of the coin here, literally, as we see here. You get insights here in the path that you need to go. Maybe before you were unconscious, but now here you become conscious where you need to go. We are able, probably after this experience, you will be able to see where you need to go. This is what we are seeing. Before, maybe our mind kept secrets for us, or things were hidden for us and our eyes were closed. But I think here the book will reveal the secret, especially on the financial side here, and we will see where we are going here afterwards. Anyway, we will also discover some dark sides of ourselves here. This is what we see here also. Anyway, there will be a positive angle to it, but you will need to act here and now. Then we come in the heart, the whip, and the letter. The heart and the whip here, here we see that there is a lover's quarrel. We see this here again. But the lover's quarrel will be solved. Probably you will find a resolution or a balance, or it's worked out. This lover's quarrel, maybe you both know exactly what you need to do, and there is action taken, and you have learned your lesson, or you both learned your lesson about it. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, here we see also that it's possible in partnership that with this combination that you attract people here who always want to use you in a way. Maybe you attract partners that have a way of using you, or maybe it's not the first time here that you experience that, and you reflect about this now. You reflect about this, maybe you come to the conclusion that this person has used you in a way, and you want to make you learn an important lesson about this here. This is what we are seeing here. It's like you attract these people and you think, how is this possible? This is always overcoming here. You're a little bit cynical now for love here. Anyway, we have a forgiving combination, but we will have learned an important lesson. And if we did not, we should here with this combination. Anyway, we see again here that it's possible that your heart is broken. Then we have the whip and the letter on itself. The whip and the letter, it points to less good news that is coming to us. But we will probably shortly get over it. If this news was about a lover, we will overcome it shortly. This is what we are seeing. It could, again, here we see that some shocking news from a lover is coming to us. We see this here again. We saw this several times here already. It's always coming back here. There's some serious discussions going on here, even if they are spoken out or not, if they're verbal or not, but both of you will get the message here with this combination. Then we have the fish and the tree here. The fish and the tree here, then we see that we financially slowly recover. This is what hanging above you. So financially, there's recover, there is slow growth here with this combination. Possibly we will go into another angle, and this points to long-term investments. Maybe you're switching and you're going more in long-term investments here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. If we had bad experience in short-term investments, here the cards advise us to go in long-term things. It's possible that this whole situation, this whole stress situation is working on your health. You feel this on your health, it weighs on your body. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Maybe if we have some issues, we could consider if traditional medicine don't help you, or you are not into traditional medicines or chemicals, maybe here with this combination, we could consider like healthy products, homeopathy here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It could mean that you really have a hangover of the situation here that is past here, you're drained of energy. Also, you need to see you have sufficient water here, sufficient liquid here with this combination. Anyway, if you go in the long-term investments, you will be more relaxed. It will relax you more. Maybe you had it with the short-term investments. Here we see that you get a more pragmatic approach towards money. Then we have the tree and the man. This points to, in some cases, this points to a health practitioner. I didn't mention this, but if you're not an investor, it's possible also that you are in, that you have invested, but that you are actually a health practitioner. This is possible also, meaning a doctor or somebody who supports others, their health. That could explain the sit there also, that you're literally sometimes cutting in people, like what that would then mean as a doctor, as a surgeon here that we are seeing here. This is possible also, and maybe you have made the wrong investment. You played on the stock market, you played with the money, and now you're about to recover, and also your love life is turned upside down because of this whole situation. But then here this would make you a health practitioner with this combination. Anyway, this points that we need to take care of our health. We need to see that we take sufficient vitamins. If you are a doctor, you know what to do. You only need to apply it on yourself, of course. Then we have we go in the cross. We see if we can add something more. We have the sit, the whip, and the man. Here we see here again that we need to be careful not to get abused. We already saw this. It's possible that the danger is upon you, but financially, but we already mentioned it. But I just see if I can add something more here. The quarrel we saw already. Then we go in the other combination, the fish, the whip, and the book. So this points to financial obstacles that you are facing in the beginning of this month, but it will be solved out. What we see more here in a positive way. This points also that you are in a way that people find you attractive. There's sexual attraction towards you. We see this here also, or you are a person who literally attracts money. This is possible also, but now it's a little bit difficult here with this combination. Anyway, as I said earlier, you should see that you drink enough, because a lot of the solutions here come here at the same time. You should see that you have enough water, liquid in your body. This is important here with this combination. Then we have the whip and the book on itself here. We see here that we receive the bad news here. We learn about it. Anyway, we need to pay attention to our finances for the future and learn our lessons out of the past. See the expertise here again in your field of work. And you discover the truth. I cannot add here anything anymore. We already mentioned most things. So Taurus for the air group, this is all for this month. It's a little bit a difficult reading. You will need to learn about this experiences that you have here, but you are able to recover. There is good combinations here for long-term investments. if you want to do so. Anyway, I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this card reading. If this facts are not yet occurred to you, be careful here, because this could happen to you in the near future. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of it. Please check also the short card readings that we do for the love now each month, and also the short financial philosophical card readings that we do for the sign of Taurus. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time you spend on my channel, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to the Earth or the Stone group for your card reading for November 2021. As your first card here, we see the ring. So it's possibly that the relationship now is in the center of your attention. This is what we are seeing here. Relationship has it has your attention for now. It's important for you, or in a way, the relationship is important in your life. We see also here that we are thinking about certain commitments. If they're not about if we would not change these commitments, because we have in the central card we have the crossroads there. So probably we're thinking about these commitments, how to proceed with these commitments, if we can proceed with these commitments, if this is really viable for us. This is what we are seeing here all with the ring. Anyway, it's possible that there are some serious changes because in this relation because we have the coffin there. So this is all upon you now. Then the central card is it's about here. The central card is that we are in the crossroads. We need to take certain decisions in our life here that we are seeing here. This decision probably is not only about the relationship, but it also, for a way, it influences our work, or it has an impact on our work, because we have the moon and the fox here. So the relationship and excuse me, the relationship and the work is somehow intertwined or somehow connected here with this cards. Anyway, with this combination here, we should take an important decisions, but also in another way here with the coffin, where we come into that, is that we need to take a deliberate situation. We need to think about it. Anyway, we will go later in more details. Anyway, maybe the situation is not viable anymore. It's not fruitful anymore for us, this relationship. And maybe it's time we get out of this whole thing, but we will see as we go here. Then here we have first, we're gonna mirror the cards here. We're gonna mirror the ring and the clovers. Here we see that in a way, even though there is transformation in this relationship coming, in a way, it's maybe we get a lucky break here. This is what we are seeing here. Also in the work front, it's possible that we are very prosperous in our work. And if a certain relationship would end in our work, it's not necessarily a negative thing that is happening. Maybe it's time for ending this relationship, or we both notice, the couple notice